The reason I do these recreations is so that I can go through my makeup and come up with ways to use the makeup that I have, recreating the look that I have found on the internet of these different celebrities. And that way I can bring this information to you, and then hopefully you're able to go dig through your makeup and just find different looks that you can do that maybe would work for you if you have an event, or if you're just bored with your old makeup routine, you can kind of figure out a new one by following along with these recreations. So in this video, I plan on doing this recreation here, and it's an older one, but I'm gonna put my spin on it. It's a winged liner, and this is Charlize Theron, and it's from the Haute Couture show in Paris, and I wanna say it was 2019. And at that time, the trend was to wear like a heavy winged liner that they did with like gel pens. I don't know if you remember it or not, but it was pretty popular. And now the trend is to kind of soften up that wing so it looks like it's a hint to a wing, right? It's not an indefinite wing, which is something that for a mature woman like myself, that I can wear, right? That I can use because it's not too hard looking. So this is my take on these makeup looks, recreating these looks. I do the research to kind of figure out like what products they did use. If I happen to have those products, I'll use them, but I don't run out and purchase anything. And I don't think you should either. I think if you went through your makeup, you would find, you know, a new product, you would find a product that you could use to recreate this look. It can be any product. It's really about changing up the routine a little bit so that we don't get bored putting on our makeup. If you like this makeup look and you think you want to recreate it, keep watching. So just to start off, I already did my brows. I used the Precisely My brow pencil in the number 3 and the number 3.5, just and kind of feathered them in very lightly. I have my eye base on, and that is the Paint Pot Painterly across my eyelids, and that's just going to enhance the color. This is a very cool light color that she has on her eyes, so I'm just going to replicate that. So next I'm going to go in and I'm going to take this Dior. This is the Dior Forever Skin Perfect Stick Foundation in the color 2N. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to very lightly apply this. Very easy to apply. And then I'm just going to take this, this Rephr foundation brush and go in and blend it in. This can also be used as a concealer too. Now I'm going to go in and I'm just going to give myself an overall bronze all over. This is a very soft look. It's not too sculpted, and I'm gonna go in there and sculpt a little bit with some blush. I'm gonna take this Ulta brush here and I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna take this YSL bronzer and I'm gonna tap into there, and I'm just gonna go all over and just kind of soften it up. It's a very soft, like bronzy type look that she has, but it's not too overdone. And you can see that that just kind of gives my face a little life. After that foundation, see, that just added a little bit of life. Next I'm going to take this Dior blush, and this is in the color Rosy Glow. I'm going to take this Sonia G brush and I go in there, tap very lightly into it, and I'm just going to go up here just to kind of give myself a little bit of color up here on the cheekbones, just to kind of sculpt those cheekbones a little bit, but I don't want it too heavy. Okay, so the eyeshadow she used was a limited edition from Dior, and it's called Trump, D-O-L. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but it's spelled D''O-E-I-L. Okay, and unfortunately, it was a limited edition. I was able to find it on eBay if you're really in love with this color, but I'm sure that if you look in your products, you'll be able to find one that replicates it. And I think the thing that was so different about it, it was like almost like color, and it almost looks like a mirror when you put it on your eyes. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this, I'm going to be using this inner corner eye color here from Natasha Denona, and you can see it's a silver color, and I'm just going to swipe that across my entire lid. Take the MAC Fix Plus, I'm going to spray the end of my brush, and what that does is it just is going to enhance that color and give it a little bit more pop. So I'm going to go in, I'm just going to take it and kind of dab my brush in it like so. And then I'm going to go right across in here. I'm going to go in, I'm going to do the other eye. You can see, very simple. It's a very cool toned eyeshadow look. And I'm going to go up here, and what color am I gonna take? This transition color right here. And it's actually called Transition. I'm gonna take this color right here, knock off any of the excess, and go in there and just kind of blend it in so it doesn't look like I just swiped eyeshadow across my lid. And this is a really good transition color. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go over one and just do a little bit deeper with this one. Now this is pretty deep, so I don't wanna go in there too heavy. And I'm just gonna lightly tap in there and bring that right in here. Yeah, you can see that that just added a little bit more depth there. Now, this is the part that I'm changing up a little bit. Now, with her, she used, like, she did a wing eyeliner on here, right? And the makeup artist who did this, I'll put her Instagram picture up here, is Patty Dumbroff, okay? And she used, at the then was to go in there and use and these were like all over the place. We're using the eyeliner pens, right, to go in there and create a wing. The trend now is to soften it up a little bit. So what I'm gonna be doing is, I'm gonna take this dark brown pencil from Wonder Skin, and I'm gonna go in and I'm going to make like a slight wing. A very small one. I'm gonna go right across here. So I have that on there looking like so. Now, that looks horrible, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this Q-tip and I'm going to soften that up so it doesn't look as hard. So if you don't have like an angle brush or a smudging brush, you can just use a Q-tip like I'm doing. Because I do want to give it that winged effect. I just don't want it to be as harsh as it was, right? In this particular picture, because I'm just too old to wear that. So what you want to do is just keep pulling, taking the Q-tip, right? And taking either a Q-tip or a smudger brush and keep pulling it out like so. Don't go down, you know, try to go upwards with it so that it's more of a lifting look to it. With mature eyes, you don't want to bring anything that's coming down this way because it'll make the eye come down like that and it'll just make your eyes look old and tired. So we just want to bring it upwards, and you can see like I'm just really smudging it out a lot. Like I don't want it looking too hard, and that's really why I use like a brown color. Like the black would be way too harsh for me, right? It would just really make my eyes look older and tired. So there are ways we can get around that by using softer colors and just really smudging everything. So yeah, I'm just taking that Q-tip and just keep blending it there like so. And then you can do the same thing underneath, just go back and forth. And it kind of gives it like that winged look. Can you see the difference between this eye and that eye? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go underneath there with a concealer and just kind of touch it up, especially around that wing part over here, and I'll show you what that's gonna do. So I'm gonna take a flatter brush here, and I'm gonna go in, and I'm just gonna take this and dab this underneath here, and I'm gonna go very close to where I put that liner, and I'm going to bring it up and out, and just tap the rest of it in. Just keep directing it up. And that, my friends, is a very gentle looking wing that if you have mature eyes, you can get away with doing. All right, let me go do the other eye. And I think the trick is to make sure you go in there afterwards and just clean it up with some concealer. You know, just go in here like this little dark there for me, and then I would just come out here, preferably a flat brush, right? Go in there, dab it in. You can see how that just kind of brightens up the inside of the eye, and then just keep pulling that concealer up towards the end of your brow. Another thing you can do is, if you don't want to go through the liner thing, is just to put a few lashes on the corner, and that will kind of lift it out, or kind of give you that winged look if you're looking for that. I'll throw on, these are the self-adhesive lashes from Velour, okay, and you can see that they're just like clusters, and there's already adhesive on there. You see how that just kind of gave it a little bit of a flip on the end, and that kind of gives it a wing too. And you can see underneath. Now there's no glue involved, you simply just need a tweezer and go in there and then just take it and make sure that when you put it on underneath there, that you just kind of squeeze it together so that it stays up underneath there and it looks like it's part of your lash. I'm using, there's 4 short, 4 medium, and 4 long. And for reference, that was the short one that I used on there. So you can see the different sizes on here. I do this a lot when I'm working for, especially like the mother of the brides, like they're a little bit apprehensive about having lashes put on. So I'll go in sometimes and I'll just put a couple of these clusters on, Yeah, and that's all I would pretty much do. And you can see how they just kind of changed the shape of my eye already. So let's see, there's no glue needed. It's all day hold for 24 hours. Premium quality and easy removal. Now, I don't know if these can be reused again, but I would think why not? You know, you should be able to use them a couple times as long as the glue is still there. And what I do is if you do plan on using your lashes again, is just spray them lightly with some alcohol just to disinfect them. Okay, let's go in and do the other eye. Okay, so now you can see both are on. These are certainly the easiest ones I've ever used. I mean, I have ones with you put glue on them and they're supposed to last for a couple days, but these ones are so much lighter and just kinder to the eye. So at the very end, I use this mascara, and you can put mascara over your lashes if you have these false lashes on, and just to kind of blend them in a little bit. So I'm going to finish up with the lip. As you can see from the picture up here, the color that she used, it's a very soft, natural looking pink. So I'm going to take this lip pencil here from NYX. And it's in the color Natural, right? I'm going to go in and fill my lips in with that. And then I'm going to go over I'm going to fill in my entire lip with this pencil. And then I'm going to go over the top of it with this color here from City Beauty. It's a lip plumping gloss. And it's called Tinseltown, I believe. Yeah, it's called Tinseltown. I feel like that's a little too dark. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a little bit of that Dior foundation. I'm gonna run my finger over the top of it, and then I'm gonna go in there and lighten it up. And that just kind of made it a softer pink. Yeah, so that's a good trick. You can either use your concealer or use your foundation. Just put a tiny bit on your finger, go in there and rub it in the bottom part of your lip, and then just rub your lips together and it will kind of blend in all over. So now I'm going to go over the top with this lip gloss. And that pink just added a little pop of color. This is a very soft sculpted look for like the spring or summer. So here's another picture too that I gathered from my research. And again, I don't know what it is about Sean Penn, but these women seem to be loving him. I don't know, you tell me your thoughts on Sean Penn. Is he like on the top of your list or not? So guys, if you had fun watching this video and you plan on recreating it, let me know in the comments below, and yeah, have fun.